Coach, when did you first, Gene first talk to you?
I'm not going to really get into a timeline. I think the important thing that took place here is that everything was done with great integrity, both with the Atlanta Falcons and with Auburn. We were upfront through all communications. Atlanta Falcons have been fantastic, and the 4 years with Atlanta has been absolutely incredible. Mr. Blank, Thomas Dimitroff, and Mike Smith have been nothing but class acts through this whole process. I've already mentioned the professionalism of Auburn. Timeline to me is really not as important in this whole thing as the comfort level by both the Atlanta organization, Atlanta Falcons organization, and Auburn, and how it's been done right.
Are you going to run 4-3 base or 3-4, or have you decided yet? Or
Well,
something different?
I'm a 4-3 guy. And having said that, we consider ourselves, basing out of the 4-3, but very multiple in its makeup. I think that's today's football. I think you have to be able to do that. So, but we'll base out of the 4-3, yes.
Talk about your decision to return to the college game from the NFL.
Well, very difficult decision. I think that as I look at our profession, there's certain places, there's certainly certain ideas from a family standpoint that you think are special. And again, having competed at Auburn, I was here a couple summers ago with my son, and certainly my trust in knowing Gene Chizik for a long time. Auburn just kind of perked my interest, so to speak. And but we were slow and deliberate through the process. And I just think right now for myself and my family that it offers a great opportunity, and we really want to be a part of tradition and be a part of the excitement and pageantry of incredible game day here. And we're well aware of the Auburn family and the excitement that surrounds it. And, we hope we can make our way into that and be a major part of it.
Brian, having been in the SEC and college level and then versus the NFL, what are the similarities and differences in coaching at the two levels as far as interacting with players who are college students versus professional athletes, and what are the similarities and differences there?
Well, probably not as much as a lot of people might think. I think there's particular guys in the NFL that you have to be a little bit careful with. And some of the differences that many of them they're married and they're husbands, they're fathers of children. So some of the communication lines along those lines are a little bit different, but they still carry on a lot of them the same kid type manners that the college kids do. Now, having said that, the 18-year-old, the 23-year-old is, they're finding themselves as young men, and you hope that you can help them along in respects to their journey in that particular growth. So you have more of an influence and more of a conversation along those lines than you do at the NFL level. But when you start talking about X's and O's, and you talk about standards and expectations and all those things with a group, very similar. Not as different, again, as people might think.
Are you going to coach linebackers specifically too?
We've talked a little bit about some of that, but Gene and I haven't etched anything in stone right now, and we'll continue to communicate. And I think that Gene has wanted to go through an entire evaluation process together and kind of look at all of it, and then make good sound decisions from there.
Let's talk about general picture. What do you want out of the defense when you put a defense on the field?
Well, I think that the things that are common to defense are, I'm going to start with an incredible commitment to excellence. And, we talk about, effort to the football and ability to run the ball. And I think that effort area really, really needs to stand out. So I think, philosophically, as Gene sets the table with that, and then I carry that message to the guys, it's got to be very clear that, as a football team, that, this is the mission, and this is, the things that have to follow in terms of making that mission work, and that is the commitment part of it, that is so crucial. And then it comes, the next thing to me is execution. And I think that if you've got the idea of extreme effort in what you're doing, through a strong commitment, then really this game comes down to execution, your ability to execute. And, I think the pressures of the SEC, based on environments and the teams that you're playing, the guys that can hold up under some of those pressures and execute effectively on game day, usually are the teams that are going to, they're going to win. And so, I would say a consistency in that particular area is a must if you really, want to be good. And again, the enthusiasm that, the players carry into the performance, I think, is critical. And to what degree they really, really believe in what is going on in respects to your mission as a football team.
One obvious difference in college and professional football is recruiting. Talk about getting back into that after a few years in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like, as a father of 5, that I understand 17, 18-year-old young man, much better than I did, 7, 8 years ago. I've got 3 in college right now, as a matter of fact. 3. At the same time. But I think that I also, in understanding them, I also understand that you have a responsibility in recruiting a young man that involves factual things, and I think that Auburn has a lot of great things to present to a young man, and to me, that's where I am. I feel like I'm looking forward to being honest and upfront about the opportunity that a young man has here at Auburn, and what we think we can do in terms of their development, which they a lot of times don't. The development part of it, which is so crucial, they don't really factor in a lot of times to their decision. But I think it's crucial, and I think that I'll be able to really sell in that particular area the idea that we'll give them every chance to become the best they can be here at Auburn.